Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I am back with another review. And today we're taking a look at from the Transformers Bumblebee Cyberverse Adventures line. This is Ultimate Class Hot Rod. Hot Rod is a twist and change figure, or I like to call them the twist and shout figures. Or I think they call them spin and change. I actually don't know if this is going to be the last one they're going to do because, we're really not sure what's going to be coming out for this fourth season. There's a lot of interesting things they do with the figure, but there's also a lot of not so great things with this figure that might just be my copy or not. So we'll get into it. We're starting off in vehicle mode because this is where the magic happens, and like most most of the simplified versions of Hot Rod, the vehicle mode is a little bulkier than your typical sports car, but it does have that iconic Hot Rod look of the red with the blue windshield and the yellow fins. There is some heft to the figure. That's because of all the springs and gears that are required for transformation. Figure does roll nicely in vehicle mode, and I will spoil a later part of the review. Getting into vehicle mode is a little fiddly, but to start the transformation, there's actually quite a bit of pre-transforming you have to do. First, what you want to do is come around the back here, flip out what will be the robot mode feet, come in here, and you're going to flip forward what was the flame would be the flames on the hood, but they're not painted. Flip that all the way forward, and then rotate double hinge back this section that will sit on the windshield. Now what you're going to do is stand the figure up. You can see there Hot Rod is, and you'll pull out this flame section, and that will engage the transformation. Flip down the part here, and here you have Hot Rod's weapon, the Broom of Doom. Because, Hot Rod bats cleanup. Now, we're going to finish transforming the figure. You're going to rotate the forearms around so the ball joints are visible, and then flip the pipes all the way around. They will peg into place, revealing the hands. Now on mine, this arm at the elbow is incredibly floppy. Very disappointing. Can't hold the weapon. The arms do rotate at the shoulders, but that's about it. Now, I don't know if this is floppy just because of the nature of things or because of the next gimmick, which I'm going to show. Coming around back here, you'll notice there's a gray plunger. Push that in, and then let it go, and Hot Rod's torso will rotate. None of the other spin and change figures have that feature, so I find it kind of interesting that they included it with Hot Rod. Now, of course, to lock the torso, there's a tab right there at the back of the waist. You press it in, that will lock the torso in place so the figure doesn't spin. Now, much like Volcanicus, Hot Rod does have some battle armor, which, unlike some of the other armor figures, is not tied to moving an arm or something. It's a simple push button release, which works a lot better. So you have these two buttons on the front of the chest. Just go ahead and push them in, and the armor flips down. Now, for those of you who saw the review of the Ultra Class Battle Armor, Energon Armor Hot Rod, yes, this is a little bit different. It has a more of a textured, like, scale pattern. Also, when I first got the figure out of the box, I actually had to engage the armor a few times to have it come down all the way. It was getting stuck over the head, and I was having to pull it down more. But it looks nice. And of course, Hot Rod can hold his little Broom of Doom, just like that. So, not much more for the transformation or the robot mode itself. To return it to vehicle mode, first, of course, bring the armor all the way up. This back section will clip into place right there. Go ahead and release the torso. I don't know if you need to do that, but you know, it is there. Flip the hands back in, rotate around at the forearms, and this is where things start getting a little tricky. First, what you want to do is rotate this back section around. It will click into place down around the back of the legs. Fold the arms up at the shoulders. There's really no place for them to peg in just yet. Bring this panel up. Now, you're going to slide the teethed section down along the back of Hot Rod's head while holding the arms up, and this will start to collapse the legs down and bring everything down into place. And here's the problem I usually end up with. This thing gets stuck in place, and it's very hard to get it in position. You know, just you got to get it down a lot further than that, so everything will peg together. And it is just a question of trial and error. And getting it... Oh, wait, there we go. There we go. I got it down where it's supposed to go. Of course, the arms aren't in position, but you can fix them up. There's little tabs here that fit into slots on the back of the leg. Make sure they're rotated properly. There are some tabs on the shoulders here that will nest into that front section there. We can flip the feet up just like so. And if you were looking for some trick or something to how to do that, as you saw it, you just have to play with it. Bring this section forward. This will peg into place in the arms and on the front. That will help secure everything. And then there are two tabs here on the inside of the flames that will peg into the front. And there you have Hot Rod back in its vehicle mode. Like I said, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. I don't think so. I think it's just the nature of the beast. I would have liked to have seen something more along the lines of Volcanicus. I think that transformation worked a lot better. But yeah, so there it is. So we'll just pause for now and come back with my final thoughts. Like I said in the beginning, there's a lot of good and there's a lot of bad to Hot Rod. A lot of the bad might just be on my copy of the figure, or it might not. Transforming it and getting that Broom of Doom, copyright trademark, into the back is a lot harder than it should be. I think part of it is that the whole shaft there, which is also what the robot holds in robot mode, is made of a very soft plastic, and it might be warping a little or what have you. I mean, the gimmick works. Once you get it up and once you get it done, it works. So there's that. I really like now how they're doing the Energon Armor with just the push button release. It holds in a lot more securely. You know, I mean, as you saw when I was fiddling trying to get the Broom of Doom in, it didn't pop out once. And on other versions of the Energon Armor or Armor Up figures, that would not necessarily be the case. But ultimately, this figure's whole existence is the gimmick. It's the spin and change. I mean, there are smaller and better Hot Rods that are more playable. And I would recommend going with those, especially since I can't guarantee that the issues I had were based on mine. And if this is the last spin and change figure we're going to get, I'm a little disappointed on it. But then again, Volcanicus could be the last one since they both came at the same time, so who knows? And who knows, we might even get more, in other lines. But you figure this is going to probably be one of, if not the last Hot Rod figures we're going to get in Cyberverse. And it's going out on a down point. So if you're a fan of Hot Rod, if you're going to buy this for a younger relative and they like Hot Rod, I think they'll enjoy it. Just they're going to need help maybe with that transforming gimmick. But if you want to avoid that entirely, if they don't have one of the other Hot Rods, go that route. So yeah, I mean, I really can't fully recommend this figure. So that's about it for the review. If you like this review, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. While I will always appreciate the views, the likes, comments, and subscriptions help to communicate to YouTube through their algorithms that my channel is one that should be exalted and held upon high. If you want to make the ultimate sign of support for my channel, please consider joining my Patreon. It is www.patreon.com/chuckdog1999. All I ask for is $1 a month or $12 a year. No thrills, no tiers, no special rewards. All you're doing is helping me help you to help me help you bring figures like Hot Rod to you, as well as keeping up the infrastructure of the channel. Which is basically, if you've been watching my videos for quite a while, you know what all that entails. There's a hyperlink in the description below and a little card here in the corner. But as I always say, if you can't do the $1 a month or $12 a year, watching my videos is more than thanks enough. Patreon is a nice cherry on top of an already generous sundae. So that's about it for the review. For Hot Rod, we will see you next time.